Meter bridge Meter bridge is a device used for measuring resistances. It works on the principle of Wheaton's bridge, or it is a simple application of Wheaton's bridge. Meter bridge is a simple application of a Wheaton's bridge. The main part of a meter bridge is a uniform resistance wire of length 1 meter made of manganese or constantan, kept stretched between two L-shaped copper strips fixed on a wooden ball. Another copper strip is fixed midway between these two strips, leaving two gaps G1 and G2. In the first gap G1, the unknown resistance X is connected, and in the second gap G2, a resistance box is connected. Now, a galvanometer is connected to the point B, and the other end of the galvanometer is connected to a jockey J. It is a contact key. This jockey can be moved along the resistance wire. It is a sliding key. It can be moved along the resistance wire. There is a cell connected to a key, as in figure. Now, we can introduce suitable resistances. Let R be the suitable resistance taken in the resistance box. After that, the key is closed and the jockey is moved along the resistance wire. There will be deflection in the galvanometer, but for a certain position of the jockey, say D, the deflection in the galvanometer reduces to 0. Now the bridge is said to be balanced. At this stage, we measure the balance length L1. That means the length of AD is measured as L1. It is the balancing length corresponding to the resistance R taken in the resistance box. Now these four resistances, that means X, and the resistance R taken in the resistance box, then resistance of the portion AD of the resistance wire and the portion DC of the resistance wire. DC is of length 100 minus L1 if L1 is the length AD. Now, as the bridge is balanced, we can write P by Q equals R by S, as in Wheaton's bridge. We can see this in this form. നമുക്ക് ഇതിനെ ഈ രീതിയിൽ മോഡിഫൈ ചെയ്ത് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഭാഗം പിയുടെ ഭാഗമാണ്, പി ഈസ് ഈക്വൽ ടു എക്സ് എന്ന് കണക്കാക്കാം. അതുപോലെ ഇവിടെ ഈ പോർഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ക്യൂവിന്റെ ഭാഗമാണ്, അപ്പോൾ ക്യൂ ഈസ് ഈക്വൽ ടു ആർ എന്ന് കണക്കാക്കാം. ഇവിടം വരെയുള്ള വയറിന്റെ റെസിസ്റ്റൻസ്, ഈ കാണുന്ന റെസിസ്റ്റൻസ് ആർ എന്ന് എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അത് റെസിസ്റ്റൻസ് വില ആർ. അതുപോലെ ഈ പോർഷനിൽ ആ റെസിസ്റ്റൻസ് വയറിന്റെ റെസിസ്റ്റൻസ് നമുക്ക് എസ് എന്ന് എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റും. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ഈ ഒരു ബാലൻസ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ് നമുക്ക് എഴുതാൻ പറ്റും. എന്താണ്? റെസിസ്റ്റൻസ് ഓഫ് the unknown resistance divided by the known resistance R taken in the resistance box is equal to the resistance of the portion AD, balance length. That means it can be written as L1 into R, where R is the resistance per unit length. That means 1 centimeter. R, small r is the resistance per centimeter. Then if L1 centimeter is the length, then resistance of the portion AD or of length L1 is given by L1R. Similarly, resistance of this portion will be 100 minus L1 into R. So these two get cancelled. Therefore we can write this is equal to L1 divided by 100 minus L1. Therefore we can write X equals L1 into R divided by 100 minus L1. This is one value for the unknown resistance. Now we can interchange the resistances in the gaps. That means the resistance box having a resistance R inside it is connected to this gap and X is connected to the other gap, and the balance length is measured now from C as L2. Then we can again write for the same resistance R, we can write another relation for X as X is equal to L2 into R divided by 100 minus L2. Now these two equations can be replaced by L if L equals L1 plus L2 by 2. That means it is the mean value of the balanced lengths of the same resistance R. Then these two equations can be replaced by a single equation as X is equal to L into R divided by 100 minus L, where L equals L1 plus L2 divided by 2. Thus we can calculate the unknown resistance X. We can repeat the experiment by taking different values of R in the resistance box. And finally, the average value of X can be calculated. Okay. Now let us study a potentiometer. What is potentiometer? Potentiometer is a device used for measuring EMFs, potential differences, etc. The main part of a potentiometer wire is a uniform resistance wire through which a steady current can be passed. The principle of a potentiometer can be stated as follows. If we pass a steady current through a uniform resistance wire, then the potential difference between any two points of the wire will be proportional to the length of the wire between the two points. That is the principle of potentiometer. So what is the principle of potentiometer? If we pass a steady current through a uniform resistance wire, the potential difference between any two points of the wire is proportional to the length of the wire between the two points. Here, this is the potentiometer wire. This potentiometer wire is split into a number of pieces, each of length 1 meter, and these pieces are kept stretched between metallic strips fixed on a wooden board. There will be a meter scale also kept parallel to these wires. The potentiometer wire is now connected to a battery, rheostat and key K1 as shown in the figure. The positive of the battery will be connected to the point A. Now, by adjusting the rheostat, a steady current can be passed to the potentiometer wire, and the potential drop between any two points separated by length L1 of the wire is given by phi into L1, where phi is the potential drop per centimeter of the wire. Or if it is the increase of potential per centimeter of the wire, if you move from C to A, and it will be potential drop per centimeter of the wire if you move from A to C along the wire. This is the potential difference between two points separated by a distance L1. Phi into L1 will be the potential difference between two points on the wire separated by a distance L1. Now, we are going to study the method by which the EMFs of two cells are compared. The cells whose EMFs are to be compared are connected in the secondary circuit. This is the secondary circuit and this is the primary circuit. In the secondary circuit, the two cells of EMF C1 and V2 whose EMFs are to be compared are connected with their positives at A and negatives to a galvanometer through a two-way key. That means the cell of EMF E1 is connected to the point 1 and the cell of EMF E2 is connected to the point 2, and the point of terminal 3 is connected to the galvanometer and then to a jockey. To begin with, first a steady current is passed to the potentiometer wire by adjusting the rheostat. Then the first cell of EMF E1 is introduced in the secondary circuit by connecting 1 and 3, and the balancing point is found by moving the jockey along the wire. say at N1 the diffraction of the galvanometer becomes 0, then we see that A N1 is the first balance length for the cell E1. Now in this case we can apply at the stage of balancing, we can apply Kirchhoff's second rule to the loop in A then 1 3 G N1A. In this loop we can apply Kirchhoff's second law as here the change of potential will be from positive to negative term of the cell, so it will be minus E1. Then along this across the galvanometer the change of potential will be 0. There is no current passing through the galvanometer, so the change of potential across the galvanometer will be 0. So here the change of potential from N1 to A will be given by plus phi into, that means the increase of potential per unit length, then into L1, and this will be equal to 0. So we came to the same point A itself. So the total change of potential by second law is equal to 0. Thus we get the relation E1 equals phi into L1 as the first relation. Now by connecting the terminals 2 and 3, we can introduce the second cell in the circuit, and we find the second balancing point as N2 and the balance length as A N2 equals L2. Then in that case also, that means in A23, in A23 G N2A, in this closed loop we can apply second law and write minus A2 as we move from A to this direction. The change of potential across the cell will be minus E2. Then the change of potential across the galvanometer to 0. Change of potential from N2 to A will be phi into L2, and this is equal to 0. Thus we again get a relation phi into L2. This is relation number 2. So we get the ratio of the EMFs as E1 by E2 equals L1 divided by L2. This experiment can be repeated by changing the steady current through the potentiometer by adjusting the rheostat. And for each steady current, we find the balance lengths of the two cells as L1 and L2, and again we can calculate the value L1 by L2. Thus we can repeat the experiment and find the mean value of L1 by L2. Now if the EMF of any one of the cells is known very well, say if E2 is known very well, then we can calculate E1 using the relation E1 equals L1 by L2 into E2. If E1 is known, then E2 can also be found from the same relation. Okay? Now let us find how to determine the internal resistance of a cell using a potentiometer. This is the connection used. The primary circuit is formed using a battery, rheostat and key. Then in the secondary circuit, the cell whose internal resistance is to be found is connected with its positive at A and negative to the galvanometer and then to a jockey. Across the cell, a resistance box is connected through a key K2. Now with the key K2 open and with the key K1 closed, a suitable current is passed to the potentiometer wire and the balance length is found as AN1 equals L1. Then we can write EMF of the cell E proportional to L1. Now a suitable resistance capital is introduced in the resistance box and then the key K2 is closed. Thereafter again by moving the jockey we find the balance length as AN2 equals L2. If V is the potential difference across a cell when this key is closed, then we can write V proportional to the new balance length L2, and thus we get E divided by V as L1 divided by L2. Okay, E by V and L1 by L2. Now, if we consider this circuit, if I is the current flowing through the circuit, then we have E equals I into the total resistance in this circuit. That means R plus internal resistance of the cell. R plus small r. Similarly, we know that when a current is drawn from the cell, the PD across the cell is given by the PD across the external resistance R. That means V equals I into R. Therefore, this relation can be written as let this be 1, then 1 becomes R plus small r divided by R. Substituting this in this, I and I get cancelled. Therefore, R plus R by R equals L1 by L2. That means this means 1 plus small r by capital R equals L1 by L2, or we get R by capital R equals L1 by L2 minus 1, or small r equals capital R into L1 by L2 minus 1. Using this relation, we can calculate the internal resistance of the cell. To repeat the experiment, we can take different values of R in the resistance box and calculate the average value of R. We can also repeat the experiment by changing the primary current in the primary circuit by adjusting the rheostat. By adjusting the rheostat, we can send different currents through the potentiometer wire, and then for each current we can use different values of the resistance in the resistance box. In that way also we can find the mean value of the internal resistance of the cell. Okay.